And so we join you back here after some technical difficulties, as there always is at McGaffin. It is the worst field for Wi-Fi connection in Kingston, so unfortunately we always have problems here, but we're back underway. It's Boucher at the plate here with runner in scoring position over at second for the Diamond. That's a strike from McInnes. He's been very strong here in the top of the second. Contact for Boucher to right field, moving to his left, and he drops the ball. Runner's gonna go home. The throw, the tag, they're in time. Beautiful play by Watson Elite. That's back-to-back innings where they got the ball to the infield and able to make the tag at home plate. Keeps us at a 2-1 game, and they get out of the top of the second without allowing a run. We'll head to the bottom of the second where they look to tie things up down by a run when we return.
Let's go, bounce back. Come on.
That's bad.
1, 2, 3, Diamond, let's go.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't go. Let's go, kids. Get it going here now. Let's go, Diamond.
So we join you back here for the bottom of the second inning. After the Diamond were able to save a run at the make that Watson Elite was able to save a run on defense in the top of the second and keep it a 2-1 game. Now have an opportunity to tie things up with a runner of their own. At the mound for his second inning of work, it's Kano. And leading things off here for Watson Elite's number 22, Brown. So 2-0 early count here for Brown as he goes up early. See if he can use that to his favor. Here's the 2-0. And he's able to get that one inside and hammer it to left field for a leadoff single for Brown and Watson Elite. So a runner aboard. That is a good bit of hitting there from Brown. And exactly what they need, a runner tying run now on first base. Well, number 5, Albee at the play here. Would love to advance Brown into a scoring position, at least a second. Well, we saw a lot last game between the Stouffville Yankees and the Cambridge Cubs is we saw a lot of stealing from first to second. It was almost free almost every single time a runner would get a batter would get a base hit and just get to first and would pretty much get a double out of it as soon as the first pitch comes for the next batter, they'd go to second. Haven't seen a lot of that this game. We've seen a little bit of it, but some close calls as maybe we just have some stronger catchers behind the plate here this evening, as it is a long throw from home to second. So that one's hit low in the zone, able to pop it up a little bit and gets down into no man's land. The throw to second, though, might be close, and it's a force out at second. So a fielder's choice it will be for Albee. Way to lift that ball as it was very low in the zone. Get it up, but just unfortunate. Just didn't have the depth to get deep enough. And we'll have one out with a runner still at first. And here's McInnes, who pitched the first 2 innings for Watson the lead. He'll step away and take some time. We'll figure things out here, and he'll step back up to the plate. First pitch, pitcher versus pitcher battle here. The two pitchers go head to head, and that's ball one inside by the feet. Lots of length on McGinnis. We saw how that comes into his benefit with velocity at the mound. We'll see if he can bring some power here at the plate. Here's the 1-0. Chopper, and gets through the third baseman's glove. Gets all the way to left field, and it's a base hit for McGinnis. Will move runner into scoring position, and just hard bounce and a hard read there for the third baseman of the Diamond. And just like that, back to back runners aboard, so they keep going here. We'll see if Watson Elite can keep this thing going. Here's number 9, Calforo, at the plate. And time will be called, and we'll have a mound meeting here. The whole infield will come in. We'll see if potentially that might do it. Kano, he'll stay in this game. Or if it's just to calm things down, a bit of a jam here with runners at first and second with only one out. So we'll have a good talk and figure things out. These are two very strong teams, which I'm sure we'll see throughout this tournament many times, potentially tomorrow. We have 5 games here tomorrow. We'll switch over to Woodbine Park on the west side of Kingston, if you're watching from away, and we'll have 5 games of group play, semifinals and a championship game on Sunday. Lots of baseball, so if you're here for the Limestone City Showdown in the junior division, we got it right here for you. We'll get this game resumed here after a mound meeting with Kano. He looks, see if he's good to go. And this is Calforo at the plate. Goes swinging, and that will just make its way outside the third base line for a foul ball. Taking his time here, really slowing down the pace of things. First baseman playing very much inside, and that Calforo will get that one in the thigh and will load the bases up here for Watson Elite and give number 19 Ward an opportunity to do some damage, at least tie the game here. He will. That's got to be the target with a runner over at third to tie the game, and well, game leading run into scoring position over at second. And if he's able to get a hold of this ball, they would be able to get their first lead of the ball game. Kano trying to work his way out of it. First pitch swinging for Warren, will foul it off. So we'll start this count off with a strike. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball through the infield. And a run will score. McGinnis getting waved around to home, and he makes it 2 runs for Watson Elite. And they take their first lead of the ball game. It's 3-2. And it's 2 RBIs and a single for Warren, exactly what he needed to do. His goal was to at least get 1, and he gets 2, as it was a ground ball with some pace on it, and just right in between first and second base. Exactly where he needed to do, hit it through the gap. And here's Gadzos at the plate, as the Diamond will look to reset here in the field. Now they're down by 1. They've been up by 1 majority of this game. Runner's going to go to third. They'll test him, throw to third. The tag gets through the third baseman's glove. And Kelforo will come around and play to the plate is not there in time. It's another one for Watson Elite, that third one of the inning, and they now have themselves a 2-run lead. Runner also able to get from one corner to the next. That's Warren now a base hit away from adding another run to the tally of Watson Elite and making it 5-2. And Gadzos just looking for some sort of contact here, still with only one out in the inning. They've really gone to work here, Watson Elite has. Some good base running and really using their opportunities really well. Not being afraid to make that extra move when they have that little bit of extra space, maybe when the diamond make a mistake in the field. And that's how you get those greasy runs. A run's a run at the end of the day. You need to find a way. But Watson Elite really has in here in the bottom of the second inning. Comes up high for a ball. And a 3-1 count here. A chance to put runners in the corners. Kano needs to find the strike zone here. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And ball for the call, as that one's down near the dirt. So runners in the corners now. As Gadzos will be aboard first and will hit the bottom of the order here for Watson Elite. Here's number 15, Boucher. So they're keeping Kano in, trying to just get out of this inning, as you can only have 2 innings of work in Little League. So if he gets through this, will be his limit anyways, and they'll have a new pitcher come in. They'll test over at first, they'll slide back in time. The first pitch for Boucher. Will foul it off. And thankfully for the net, as that one was aimed right towards the cars. So nonetheless, it'll be a foul ball and we'll have strike one. Able to make contact though, that's all he's looking for, especially with a runner over at third. Can't be afraid to swing here. Only one out. We'll get that one on the back, it looked to be, and that will load the bases up here for Watson Elite once more. The second time this inning alone. And we'll go back to the top of the order here for Watson Elite. And well, perfect timing for the top of the order here with the bases loaded. Here's Boliev. We'll foul it back for a strike. So a bit of a discussion here, but there's some of the coaches have about a rule about hitting batters. We saw that last pitch hit Boucher in the back, but nonetheless, we'll have a 1-1 count here for Boliev. As Watson Elite has really taken off here in this ball game. It was kind of the diamond looked very strong in the first inning, but kind of taken over so far, Watson Elite. It's going to be very back and forth, I have a feeling. We'll see both these teams kind of go back and forth for momentum. It's 2-1. Strike 2. Chips the top of the zone. A 2-2 count here. Now he needs to protect. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Kano gets that one inside and at the feet for a hit by pitch. Walk, bases loaded, will score a run for Watson Elite. and make it 5-2. And keep the bases loaded as well. As I think that might do it for the evening, and it will. For Kano. Goes 1 inning and 1/3. And lets up 5 runs. We'll see who takes to the mound in relief. As they need something to get going here. It's been 4 runs already, a 4-run inning so far for Watson Elite. As at the mound, coming to relief for the Diamond is number 23, Bilodeau. So Bilodeau will take to the mound and take some warm-up pitches when we have a few warm-ups, and when we'll come back in just moments' time with the bases loaded for Watson Elite. So Diamond may be using a pitcher a little bit earlier than they would have wanted. As you know, you can only pitch a 2-inning maximum here in this tournament, and well, they would have loved to have their starter go 2 innings and then have Bilodeau come in, probably pitch another 2 innings, but Bilodeau having to come in a little bit earlier into relief, into a big situation. Bases loaded, I believe only 1 out. And McDougald at the plate. He hits in the 2 spot. Big time hitter. Here's a big time moment. We'll foul the first one back. Gosh, we're also keeping an eye on Bilodeau if he can get his arm going here early. Throw with some velocity here from the mound. Here's the 0-1. That's a ground ball. Scoop from second. He'll look to second. He gets it in time. And the play to first, looking for the double. Will get through the first baseman, and a run will come around as Boucher will score. So they do get a fielder's choice over at second for an out. But a run will score for Watson Elite. Maybe make that 2. Or pardon me, I believe that's the 5-run limit. And it will be. So Watson Elite score 5 runs to end the bottom of the second inning. A massive one at that. It's 6-2 as they take a 4-run lead. When we come back, we'll see the Diamond take to the bats, try to get their offense back going, down by 4. We'll see if they can when we return.
No, sorry, the last one, yeah, the first run that came in, that was the last one? That was the 5th run? Yeah. Okay. So, but you're good now, right? If you're trying to listen to that guy, I don't know what you're doing. Don't worry about it. I sent it out to Carol, man. No, I get
So we'll join you back here for the top of the third inning after the Watson Elite scored 5 runs in Mercy Rule Diamond in the bottom of the second. Gives the Diamond another opportunity back at the plate. Looking to get their offense going like they had earlier in the game. We've seen glimpses of the bats going. And leading things off, we'll have number 13, Soto. Get that one inside for a ball. So a 2-1 count here at the plate. Here's the pitch. That'll be over top of him and get all the way to the backstop. It's a new pitcher came into this game here for Watson Elite. It's number 6 to the mound. Pardon me. Make that number 5, I believe. I believe this is Albie at the mound. That's ball 4. So lead-off walk here for the Diamond. And some much-needed momentum here as they look to get stuff going. Down by 4 here early on. And here's a Bilodeau. Came in relief in the bottom of the second and the pitching at the mound. We'll see what we do here at the bats as we hit the bottom of the order here for the Diamond. A touch runner over at first, and safe and sound he is as we'll get back in time. Ball the call just outside. Albie just misses his spot. Bilodeau will call time and step away. Focus back up on the play here. Here's the 1-0. Runner gonna go to second. They'll try him. The throw, a little high, and allows runner to slide down in time. So Soto with a successful steal. Moves himself to second base. And a 2-0 count here at the plate for Bilodeau. It was good pop there from the catcher, but just the throw a little bit too high, and that's strike 1. As it gets a lot of that top corner of the strike zone. Nice pitch there from Albie. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And Bilodeau will take that one looking. Doesn't know if he agrees with the call, but it's strike 2. And now a 2-2 count. Albie looking for a strikeout here. The 2-2 pitch. Ball 3. Had a lot of movement on it. Just called outside and a full count here. And a payoff pitch from Albie. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A nice battle between Bilodeau and Albie, but a payoff goes the way of Watson Elite in the first strikeout here of the top of the third. And we'll go back to the top of the order here for Diamond. This is Borbili at the plate. With a runner over at second. We'll see what Borbili could do. A little test runner at second, an aggressive lead off, and he'll slide back in time and be called safe. That was a close call there. Soto was kind of many steps off the bag there, but it's called safe. We'll focus up on the plate. That ball gets through the catcher. This will give a green light for Soto to go to third, and he makes it successful. So runner a base hit away. We're getting the first run of the inning for the Diamond. At the top of the order, trying to get things going. Really gets underneath of it, pops it up. Looking to get in foul territory, and it will. And so we'll focus back up here on the plate. Here's the pitch, that's outside and away for a ball. So a 2-1 count. After that last pitch. And that's ball 3. Another pitch away. Puts this count in favor of we're really in an opportunity to put runners in the corners here if one more comes through. Needs to find the strike zone, Aubie does. Here's the 3-1 and a swing and a miss for strike 2. Thought he had a chance at it, not afraid to take a strike, and moves this to a full count. The last one was won by Watson Elite. Well, pardon me, the last one was won by the Diamond. Here's another payoff. Outside ball 4. We'll put runners in the corners for the Diamond. We're trying to get themselves back in this ball game. Down by 4. And a good opportunity to do so here with only 1 out, and we move to Bordeaux, hitting in the second spot. Strike 1, throw to second, runner's gonna go, the tag, not there in time. Safe is the call. So both runners now in scoring positions for the Diamond. Gets through the catcher. Runner's going to go. And the deep backstop comes in the benefit of the Diamond. Soto comes around and gets the first run at the top of the third for the Diamond. Now 6-3. As any runs they can get are huge right now. So they cut the lead to 3 in a 1-1 count. Bordeaux hit right to the mound, through his glove, slow dribbler, finally gets to the second baseman, throw to first, not there in time. Safe is the call. As Bordeaux will get a single, an RBI single as that, as the Diamond score another run. Close call at first, as unfortunately for Aubie, it hits off the top of his glove and barely makes its way through him. And that killed all the momentum of the ball. And the infield had to hustle in. That was the second baseman specifically to try to get there. And by the time all that happened, Bordeaux was off and away to first. Safe is the call. Just gets the step there in time. And we move on in the order to Aubin, number 12. And well, tying run now at the plate. So we'll focus back up here. Strike 1. Just chips the outside. Aubin in the 3 spot here in the order. Focus up. Here's the 0-1. Allen needing to get in front of it. That's behind the plate's number 22, Brown. Split the first 2 pitches 1-1. Gets on it, through the mound, all the way to the shortstop, makes a play on second base, throw to first, double play. And a beautiful play from Watson Elite. 2 runs scored for the Diamond, make it 6-4. They'll head back to the field. And Watson Elite had a huge bottom of the second. We'll look to replicate it in the bottom of the third. It's 6-4 when we return for the bottom third.
I guess we can make Kate get played all day.
And so we'll get the bottom of the third inning underway. Here we'll see if Bellido will have his second inning of work after having come into relief in the bottom of the second for Gano after they struggled to find out number 2. That is fired right at the dugout of the Diamond for a foul ball. Leading things off here for Watson Elite, it's number 18, Kennedy. In the 3 spot, looking to get things going here. Trying to have back-to-back successful innings. That's strike 2. The heater clips the outside. A beautiful one from Bellido. Here's the 0-2 pitch, looking for a leadoff strikeout. Kennedy with a ground ball. And that one picked up by the second baseman. Throw to first for out number 1. Nice play there by the infield. Each out is huge. They were only able to find 1 out in the bottom of the second after the 5-run mercy rule. So that leadoff first out there by the Diamond is very crucial. We move on in the order here. It's cleanup hitter number 1, Tipper, at the plate. First pitch. We'll go swing and foul it back. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2. Tons of movement on that one. Started away, made its way right through the strike zone, no doubt about it. 0-2 down for Tipper. Now needs to protect anything over the strike zone. And that will get him on the foot. He wants a walk, but the umpire will try to tell him to get back. We'll see what we called here. The umps will want to meet is Tipper was saying he got that one on the inside of the foot, or maybe just scraped the top of his foot, it looked to be. And home plate umpire is going to have a discussion with the first base umpire, and they're going to reel him right back into home plate, it looks to be. As Tipper was pretty confident in the fact he would get a walk, ended up throwing his bat way back to the dugout with some swagger, but will be ball 1 at the end of the day. Here's the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, ball 2. So Tipper going to battle his way back in after getting reeled right back to the plate. Here's the 2-2. Ball 3. Beautiful count here from Tipper. He's really battled. He was 0-2 down. Sees 3 balls in a row. And Bilodeau, who is not making it easy on him, throwing with heat. Great decision. But a couple of those pitches that were pretty close to the strike zone. Here's the payoff pitch. Tipper will pop it up. Looks to be in the infield. Third baseman calling everybody off and does not make the grab. Some of those balls that are just skied into the air are hard to read, and that's Kano over at third base, just unable to make the read. Safe and sound. Tipper will be at first base, so some people say ball don't lie. And after he thought he had a walk, he could have been pretty easy out there, but gets fortunate enough and will find himself aboard first base. We move on in the order. That ball gets through the catcher looking for it. Just in case Tipper tries to go to second, he'll stay at first. This is number 11, Keefe, at the plate here. Keefe will pop it up. And it goes right back to Kano, and he's able to make that grab. Won't make the same mistake twice, he says. So makes the catch on the fly ball. For out number 2. And so, the Diamond looking to get out of it. No runs scored against them. Trying to keep this game as close as possible. Still a 2-run game. Here's number 22, Brown, at the plate. Brown will take his time and step away. Just get things adjusted. Bilodeau has came out here with some velocity in this inning. That's strike 1. Chips the outside. That's a hard pitch to read there. Could have gone either way. Goes away at Bilodeau. Here's the 0-1. Runner's going to go to second to throw. Not able to be handled by the second baseman. A successful steal there from Tipper. Looking himself into a scoring position. Nice little run there. Nice heads-up play just to go right away. It's an 0-2 count at the plate, though. Bilodeau looking to end the bottom of the third. Brown looking to stay alive. Here's the 0-2. Outside for a ball. So Bilodeau using some of his balls to his benefit, and his catcher will come out, have a little talk here. Probably definitely the right play. Communication, how to go about this at-bat here as he's throwing mega heat here early on. Maybe switch it up, throw some off speed. As you got to be expecting the heat. Almost every pitcher from Bilodeau, that's all he seems to be throwing. Here's the 1-2 against Brown. That one gets through the catcher. A ball called at the plate in. An easy run to third. Run corner to the next there from Tipper. A base hit away from getting a run in the inning here to the bottom of the third. Here's the 2-2. Bilodeau still looking for it. Great battle here from Brown. And he gets it, strike 3. Beautiful pitch there from Bilodeau to end the third inning. Runner makes runner stranded over at third base and keeps this game in a 2-run game. When we return, we'll see the Diamond back at the bats in the top of the fourth. Looking to get some runs on the board. In a game where they're down by 2, would have the opportunity to tie things up as we reach the halfway point in a 6-inning ball game. When we come back, the Diamond at the bats in the top of the fourth.
Flappy boys, let's go. So
Leading things off here for the Diamond in the top with the fourth. It's number 54, Kano. Or Kenho at the plate. Hobby for his second inning of work at the mound. That one is smoked. Gets through the infield all the way to center field. Kano with the base hit to lead things off successfully here for the Diamond. As they look to get, well, they're not out of this game. It's only 2 runs the difference, but getting into some of these later innings, each run is so crucial. He'll get aboard first base. And here's Lauren. He'll take some time and step away. Beautiful contact there from Kenho. He's got that pitch perfectly where he wants it. Right past the second baseman. Looks for a bunt. That's popped up in the air. Lots of spin on it. Not able to pick it up. The throw to second is the play they want, and it gets a little bit too late. Looks like a bit of a scramble play there at the plate, but it works out for the Diamond. It was a bunt really high up in the zone, popped up, looked like it could have been caught, ends up on the infield grass, takes a spin, not able to locate it, and advances the runner to second in a scoring position. What a play there by Lauren. And there's Audette at the plate, strike one the call. So a great start for the Diamond, tying run, now aboard first base. Here's the 0-1. Adeta Vera. 1-1. Shows bunt. Over his head it goes. That's back-to-back batters who have showed bunt at least once in the at-bat. Got to be something that coach wants to see. So he has 2 balls to his name. Here's the 2-1. Gets underneath of it, fires it to left field, and it gets down. That's going all the way back to the back fence. Runner will come around. And it's an RBI single, a long one at that, for Audette de Vera. And the Diamond make it a 1-run game with a runner over at third base. Beautifully hit ball. And now with runners in the corners, that ball was struck with some power. And the Diamond are getting to some of these pitches here from Abby. Move on to the order. Here's Bonin. First pitch. Will hold off. It's a ball. They'll throw to third. Runner will go to second. One of those plays where as long as runner stays at third, his runners in the corners, runner can pretty much go to second as if they're going to always go to third and make sure he stays. That is the most important run. That's tying run right now, so definitely keeping their eyes on it. Watson to lead hard. Their lead was once 4, it's now 1. Heavy swing by Bond and nice pitch by Abby for a swing and a miss. And another almost identical pitch there. Not able to locate it, strike 2. He liked the last 2 pitches, just not able to find contact. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Abby looking for a strikeout here. Would be the first one on the top of the 4th, the 1-2. Strike 3 to get the punch out. That ball is skied over third base. Opens things up for the Diamond, and we have ourselves a tie game. Just an unforced error. You don't. Just an error that didn't need to be had for Watson Elite. They wanted to test runner over at third, but that ball was way over the head of the infield. And now have ourselves at a 6-apiece ball game. And Boulay at the plate. And game leading run now at third for Diamond. Boulay gets a hold of it. Makes its way to the second baseman. Throw to first. It's a long one. There in time for the out. But the crowd of the Diamond is loving it right now, as game leading run will come through and the Diamond will take a 7-6 lead after trailing 6-2. Have really got the bats going here. Ball 1 up high. There's Turgeon at the plate. Oh, 1. Make that 1-0. That ball is pulled right up the first base line. Gets all the way to right field. Turgeon will turn to 2. The throw. The tag. They're in time. They got him. Spectacular throw from right field to get the out. And that will do it for the top of the 4th inning. The Diamond take the lead. A beautiful, beautiful comeback. It's 7-6 as we'll see Watson Elite head to the bats. And well, try to take their lead back. They're only down by 1. We have ourselves a close game and we return for the bottom of the 4th inning. We're back here for the bottom of the 4th inning. Watson Elite had a 4-run lead, now down by 1. Great comeback by the Diamond. And now have ourselves a beautifully close game, so entertaining. As a new pitcher taking to the mound, it's number 12, Aubin, with strike 1 with some velocity down the middle, leading things off for Watson Elite. We'll see if we can get a number. It's number 5, our pitcher in the last couple of innings, it's Abby. So They'll split the first two pitches 1-1. So a pitcher versus pitcher battle. I believe Abby had his 2 innings of work, so I don't believe we'll see him again at the mound. We'll see if Aubin can get his arm going here early. Here's the 1-1. Swing popped up, the catcher looking for it, but it will go into foul territory for strike 2 on the foul ball. Way to make contact, though. I don't know if it was going to be a strike. It was quite inside. Still takes a chance at it. Now he's down 1-2. And needs to protect. Aubin looking for his first strikeout after entering the game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Down low, ball 2. It was close, just missed low. Had lots of heat on it. Just not able to locate. Two-two. And he fouls it off. Way to stay alive there from Abby, as that one was right down the middle. Aubin wanted it, just said, well, I'm just going to beat you with some heat. Abby was ready. Fouls it off. He'll stay in and at the box. Here's another 2-2. Ball 3 up high. And a full count here to start things off in the bottom of the 4th. Every run now in the late game is so important, especially the 1-run game. Here's the payoff pitch from Aubin. Strike 3. Hits the outside of the strike zone. Way to finish it off for Aubin, finding his arm after entering the game. He starts things off with a strikeout for himself. And here's McGinnis at the plate. Was able to get aboard last at bat. We'll see what he can do here as we make our, I believe, our 2nd time through the order, potentially even 3rd. It's ball 1 away. The 1-0. And a heavy swing from McGinnis. He liked that one. Aubin will blow by him. 1-1. Got to be a little earlier there from McGinnis. I like the swing, though. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. Able to get it up top of the barrel. Good 2 swings from McGinnis, just not able to locate it and potentially a little late. And now he's 1-2 down, needs to protect. Here's the pitch. And he's able to get some barrel on it. That one gets through the infield all the way to left field. So McGinnis with a single. Gets himself on first base. And gives a now tying run on first. Here's Calforo at the plate. Love to advance runner into a scoring position here. That's strike 1 right down the middle. As Aubin has been very strong here early on in the bottom of the 4th, pardon me. Throw to first. Still test him. Lots of very strong throw to first, too. You cannot take an aggressive leadoff with Aubin at the mound. Got to be careful, as he looks like he has the potential to pick some people off. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. They'll throw it to first. McGinnis will get back. So strike 2, and looking for a strikeout here is Aubin. Would love to find it. Try to keep this lead the Diamond just grabbed in the top of the 4th. The 0-2. Contact. Can't be scooped on the 3rd baseman. He'll eventually pick it up, but it's a tad too late. It's a nice single there from Calforo. He'll get aboard first, move McGinnis into a scoring position over at 2nd. And way to battle. He was 0-2 down, not afraid to swing, gets good contact, And unfortunate from the third baseman, I believe that's Canho, not able to really get a grasp on it as it just kind of skipped off his glove. And 2 runners now on base for Watson Elite. And up to bat we'll have number 19. This is Warren. Warren's goal's gotta be to get McInnes around. At least tie the game up. But still 2 innings to go here. They'll have at least 2 more at-bats. As rolling the bottom of the 4th, shows bunt, pulls away. We'll have ball 1. I wouldn't mind the bunt play. If McInnes and Warren are on the same page, if he just runs early and just a little sacrifice bunt potentially. We'll see if he looks at, if he shows it again. Here's the 1-0. Shows it again. He'll tip it up, and an easy catch attempt by the catcher will just skip out of his glove. And you got to think Warren will be thanking his lucky stars for that one, as it will just count as a foul ball. Laurent behind the plate will want that one back, but we'll resume here back at the mound. Here's a 1-1 pitch incoming, as we'll take some time here, as Laurent wants time. But it was a ball that was tipped up, and I think everyone here watching the game thought it was going to be an out, but just on unfortunate. We'll resume here. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. Two one. Pops it up. Who will call it? And they will, little basket catch there as Abed will get to it and make the grab. 3 of the infielders came for it. No one really called it, but somebody does get it. 2 down, 1 to go for the Diamond. If they look to get out of the bottom of the 4th without allowing a run. Still a runner in scoring position. That's McInnes over at second. Here's Gadzos at the plate. Strike 1. Almost no doubt about it. Right over the plate that one goes. Not the pitch maybe Gadzos was looking for. Didn't have, maybe a little, that was a little off speed there by Albin at the mound. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside, ball 1. Albin really, I love his flow here at the mound. Not able to throw some heat, but also throw a little swerve, a little curve on his ball. Here's the 1-1. That gets through the catcher. Runners will advance. That's McInnes who will get over to third, and as well as Calforo who will get over to second. So both runners now in a scoring position. As we saw that a lot last game where balls get through from the catcher in the deep backstop here. As there's a lot of room. Any ball that gets free is going to hurt you, and that one gave a free base for both the runners. Strike 2. It chips the outside of the strike zone. And now a 2-2 count for Gadzos. And a huge pitch incoming, trying to end the inning. 2-2. Popped up. Going to the second baseman, calls everybody off, makes the grab, ends the inning. That will do it for the bottom 4th. We'll head to the top of the 5th with the Diamond back at the bats, up by 1, looking to extend their lead. When we return, it's a close game here at McGaffin Field in the Limestone City Showdown. We'll be back with the Diamond at the bats.
Faut qu'eux autres se parlent. C'est ce que je veux dire. C'est comme bouiller, là, c'est parler. Et puis nous autres, on parle rien, là.
As we get back here for the top of the 5th inning, the Diamondback at the bats are up by 1 after they took a lead last inning. It's been back and forth this game, it surely has. They're looking to extend their lead. A new pitcher coming into this game for Watson Elite. It's number 9. This is Calforo. Looking at his warm-up pitches, had a lot of movement on his balls. We'll see what's going to happen here. Here's the 1-0. Strike 1, just over the plate. As leading things off for the Diamond is number 27. This is Boucher. 2-1. Calforo looking to get his arm going here in a big scenario. Strike 2 as he potentially comes into this game as the final pitcher here for Watson Elite, as he could finish the game. So big situation. See if he can get his arm going. That ball is fouled back. Stay at a 2-2 count. Just gets the tail end of the bat on it, will foul it off. So it'll stay at a 2-2 count. Boucher, a nice battle here to start things off against Calforo. Here's the 2-2 once more. Outside for a ball. A full count to start things off here in the top 5. And a payoff pitch incoming. A huge one at that. Can Calforo win it? That's a ground ball. Looks getting through the infield. Scooped up from the shortstop eventually, but it's a tad too late. It's a base hit for Boucher. Lead things off successfully. Bunt attempt. It's a light one. Looks good. Trying to run it out. The throw to first is not there. Had to throw around the runner. And we'll put runners in the corners here for the Diamond. Wow. That is a huge play, and the base hit away with Bilodeau at the plate from extending the lead to 2 runs. That's a great bunt attempt and successful too. That is hard to do. So a great play. And here's Bilodeau. Strike one, heavy swing. Throw to third as just to make sure he's. We'll go back to the top of the order here for the Diamond with 2 runners on base. A huge situation. Trying to extend the lead. Pops it up. And an easy play for the second baseman. Don't have to move too much to make that catch. And it's quick 2 down here after 2 runners were able to get aboard for the Diamond. So Watson Elite trying to send themselves back to the bats and leave 2 runners stranded. Can they make it happen? A huge situation. Here's Bordeaux. Strike one, clips the outside. Here's the 0-1. Bordeaux gets a hold of it, gets it to left field. 1 run will come in. Another one will stop at third. Now he's in a bit of a pickle in between home and third base. He'll go back to third. And Soto, that ball will get through all the way to left field. The throw to home. Soto's coming home. The throw, the tag. Not there in time. It gets through. McInnes. And Soto will score. Runner will get all the way to third. And the Diamond are fired up. 2-run score. And we'll see what will happen as the throw to the plate looked like it was in the grasp of McInnes, and then that ball got through his glove all the way almost to the backstop. A crazy sequence of plays here as runner is at third now. And this, we'll see what it could be. That was potentially inning-ending call. And they'll go and have a discussion. And we'll see what will happen here, as this could be a big call. And so we'll see what will happen. As everyone's starting to get a little rowdy here at McGaffin. And so they'll go have a discussion with the coaches of the Diamond. And so it was Soto who was caught in a pickle in between third and home after he took a big lead. Like he looked like he was going to get waved home, and then all of a sudden he turns back, goes back to third. Ball gets thrown back and forth. Play to the plate. Soto's running. Looks like it had time. It was there in time for the tag, but the ball was trickled through, and we're going to see the call. What the ump's like. It could have been even the contact with McInnes in the glove, and Soto could have propelled the ball out of his glove. And so the run will be good. That was a crazy sequence between these two teams. But the Diamond, especially Soto, with some exceptional base running. is able to get home, able to get himself out of the situation he was in and come around. So now the Diamond up by 3 with a runner at third, looking to make it double digits here potentially. Whew. Gotta watch that one back if you're watching at home. I'm sure we'll have a lot of watch back. A lot of people watching the replay there on that play. That was just insane. We'll get going here. Back at the plate, it's Aubin with a swing and a miss for a strike. We'll see how Calfuro bounces back after maybe getting a little cold after a long discussion between everybody. Here's the 0-1. Aubin gets a hold of it. We'll send that into foul territory and just out of catchable territory for strike 2. So runner over at third. And Calfuro looking for a strikeout to send his team back to the bats. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ball 1. Very close call. Could have went either way. Goes the way of the Diamond and Aubin specifically. Still up against it. Here's the 1-2. Chases it. That's a drop. Strike 3. Catcher can't locate it. Throw to first. Will be caught in time for out number 3 to end the top of the 5th. Crazy sequence of plays. The Diamond find 2 runs, making a 3-run lead. We'll see Watson Elite head to the bats when we come back for the bottom of the 5th inning.
Okay, here we go. Big inning here. Let's do it here. Let's go.
Nice to meet you. Bye-bye. Pleasure. Bye-bye, thanks. Say just goodbye.
Hey, whenever we keep the ball here, okay?
Let's go, 1, 2, 3! Let's go!
Inning and a half left of baseball to play, and Watson Elite down by 3. Have an opportunity at the bats here at the bottom of the 5th inning to get some runs back. I believe we're near the bottom of the order here. As we'll have, I believe this is number 15, it is. And it is bottom of the order, it's Boucher here at the plate. Ball 1 the call. And we'll have a 1-0 pitch. And a heavy chop there from Boucher. If he would have connected, that could have been dangerous. We'll take strike 1 though. Here's the 1-1. And another heavy swing for strike 2. Aubin going back-to-back heaters on those last 2 pitches. Will blow them both by. And now he's 2 down for Boucher. Needs to protect. Here's the 1-2. We'll see if Aubin goes back to the fastball. And he does. Strike 3, the call. And the leadoff strikeout here for Aubin at the mound. We'll go back to the top of the order here for Watson Elite. It's Bolev. It is, I believe, his 3rd or 4th at-bat in this game. Has been good so far. Had a leadoff single back in the 1st inning. So he's been on base. Would love to get a base again here. First pitch, first time facing Aubin. We'll take that one inside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Right down the middle, strike 1. Gets all the bottom of the zone there. We'll split the first 2 pitches 1-1. Aubin, when he throws the heat, it is hard to contain. It's either going right through the zone or batters we've been late a lot. That one up high. Bolev will go swinging, strike 2. And a chance for back-to-back strikeouts here for Aubin. Would love to find it. Bolev needing to protect. And I'll call time and calm himself down, take a breather, and focus up. Here's the 1-2 from Aubin. And he'll take some time too. He'll step off the mound. He'll want a word with Loren. So both the pitcher and the batter taking some time here. And they'll have a quick discussion. Get on the same page of what's coming for the pitch as well. He's got a couple of balls to work with here. Doesn't have to throw for another strike. Could have to throw off the tempo maybe he's looking for of Bolev. 1-2. Just misses inside. That dipped rapidly coming across the plate. Won't get the strike zone though, the call. And we move to 2-2. This place is getting loud here as we approach the final innings of this game. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Take strike 3 looking. Drop strike 3. Throw to first. It might be close. And it's there in time for out number 2. Two down, 1 to go here for the Diamond. Trying to retire the side in order. Here's McDougall. They're trying to get things started here in the bottom of the 5th. McDougall hitting in the 2nd spot here this evening for Watson Elite. But the Diamond looking very strong, and more specifically, Aubin at the mound. Strike 1, that clips the outside. It started inside, comes across the plate, and hits the outside. That's a beautiful pitch there. That is hard to hit. Here's the 0-1. That's on the opposite side of McDougall. He'll take a ball. That's got to be scary to face, that type of velocity coming at you. Coming right at your body. Fortunate it gets it on the outside, so. 12-1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. He'll get a hold of that one. We'll pop it right into the parking lot. And for a foul ball, hopefully it doesn't hit a car. That'd be nice. Everyone can go home with what they came with, so we'll take a strike though for McDougall. And they'll go 2 strikes against him now, needs to be careful. Trying to keep things alive here for Watson Elite. Here's the 1-2, gets contact, little light one, and into the shortstop's glove to make the catch. 3 up, 3 down for the Diamond. Very successful bottom of the 5th on the defensive side of the ball. Have a 3-run lead. I think that's the game. That will do it. Diamond win their first game of the Limestone City Showdown, 9-6, the final score against Watson Elite. It was back and forth, but the Diamond come out on top. I'm sure we'll see both these teams tomorrow. Two very, very great teams, and two teams that can go. I'm expecting very far in this tournament. Won't be surprised if we see them on Championship Sunday. That will do it for our second game here at McGaffin Field. I've been Jacob Ewing. Remember, subscribe and hit that notification bell on the Kingston Baseball Association channel, because we'll have all your games of the Limestone City Showdown here tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Final score here, Diamond 9, Watson Elite 6. We'll see you tomorrow for more games. First pitch at 9:30. Thank you for watching.